I started this reading, and when I started, I actually pulled all of these, the decks we were going to use, on camera. I read everything out, and then I got to my fourth deck, and I held a card up, and I read and read and read and read from the book. And then only after I did that did I notice that there was someone in their birthday suit on the card. So I don't want to get in trouble, and yeah, I don't want to lose the reading though. So we're just gonna have a quickie. We started off with the Soul's Journeys card, and the first one we got was Adversity. And it says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. No one ever said life was going to be easy. Obstacles are presented to you so that you may overcome them. Believe that you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity, and then the next hurdle won't seem as daunting. Adversity is an opportunity for you to reach out to your soul family. You are not alone in this time of challenge. If you need help, others are waiting to offer assistance. This test may have come into your life to teach you to receive rather than to give. And then we got self-esteem, which I found appropriate since the adversity card said that, if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to? So this one, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. It is easy to perceive others as being better than you. This is a trap of the ego. There is no one greater or lesser than you. There are only those who have learned how to reveal their gifts to a greater or lesser degree. Everyone is born with unique abilities of the soul, and just like snowflakes, no two are ever alike. You have a unique perspective to share with the world and to come back to this time to put your stamp on it. Perhaps you may not be aware or even in tune with your incredible and gifted self. Why not try to make a list of 10 aspects of yourself or abilities you possess that you love and hold in high regard? It is not always easy to write about yourself, but sometimes you need to be reminded just how special you are. Remember that you did not come down to this schoolroom by accident. You have meaning and a reason for being. You are a treasure chest of incredible gifts and insight. Now is the time to celebrate you. The animal spirit card we got was the tarantula. It's fire. We have at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose, or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When it's in balance, it follows intuition. When it's out of balance, it hesitates and over-intellectualizes. To bring the tarantula back into balance, daily journaling. And funny how this card told you to write about yourself, good qualities about yourself. Okay, now for the trouble card. We got number 2, St. John's wort. This one's a mouthful. We're going to do it this way. I'm trying to censor it so you can still see most of the card. Close enough. St. John's wort, radiance. Upright is joy, warmth, resilience, happiness, understanding, manifestation, spiritual power, protection. The astrological ruler is the sun. St. John's wort, like the sun card in the tarot, represents feelings of protection, optimism, fulfillment, prosperity, success, and the dawn that follows the darkest of nights. The sun is the source of all the life on our planet, and it represents life energy itself. I'm so sorry for that. I lost my space. The Latin name Hypericum means to place above the altar, and perforatum means perforation, a reference to the holes in the plant's leaves. Used since ancient times as a protective plant against witchcraft, demonic entities, or psychic energy, St. John's wort was often used in exorcism rituals when demons were eradicated from possessed spaces and people. St. John's wort is the epitome of a solar herb. It blossoms around the peak of midsummer day, embodying resilience, vitality, and longevity. Its power is such that it is believed to be effective in protecting a home against lightning, fires, and severe storms. One of the common customs was to burn the herb in the fireplace and let the pungent smoke permeate the space to ward off evil and enhance protection. The ancients believed this precious ally to be one of the greatest gifts to humanity due to the plethora of healing benefits it contains. For many centuries, St. John's wort has been used as a remedy against depression, anxiety, melancholy, viruses, wound healing, pain relief, spiritual protection, and more. Guidance. The midsummer goddess celebrates the multifaceted elements of life in a state of joyous abundance, reminding us that the wellspring of true wealth and healing is within. St. John's wort is here to remind you to cultivate practices deep within yourself to experience this enlightening truth. Avoidance and distraction from this great knowing are unconscious habits that build up and manifest as scarcity, fear, and low moods that inhibit you from walking your truth. St. John's wort grants us the spiritual courage of fire needed to navigate the death of the old self. I said fire because, fire right there. So maybe you want some St. John's wort tea or something to drink and sit and meditate to help you let go of the old, sad you and help bring about the fiery, awesome you that wants to come about. To up your self-esteem. Look at all the yellow in this and the yellow in this. Maybe. I might actually get some St. John's wort tea. I looked it up the other day. I said that the first time around when I recorded. I just was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to look up St. John's wort. Like, maybe it's something I could use right now. I didn't buy any, but I might. Still thinking about it. Okay. I hid that card because, again, I'm sorry for shaking the table. I hid that card because, again, it's got someone in their birthday suit on it. So it's back here. Excuse me. Sorry. I need chapstick. I'm going to pause this. Okay. Tarot. How can the collective confront the adversity that they're facing with high self-esteem? We have justice. Impartiality, fairness, equality. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth takes on an entirely new meaning in the midst of a human zombie war. Thankfully, you can count on justice to right the wrongs, restore harmony, and offer a karmic slap to the back of the head to those who deserve it. Fight the good fight. Don't be on the other end of that slap. So I would say just know that if you fight the good fight, justice will be on your side for whatever you're facing. That's the energy behind the question, the pull. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to get all the other cards ready. There we go. The first card three flipped over. I wouldn't say we pulled. They flipped over. Was the Page of Swords. Inquisitive, headstrong, observant. He may always have his nose in a book, but you can bet he's mapped out an effective escape route. Intelligent, thoughtful, and curious, the Page of Swords represents a young person in or about to enter your life. He's not afraid to ask a lot of questions. He will help you get all the facts before you make an important decision. I don't always, actually I hardly ever read the court cards as other people. I look at it generally as aspects of yourself. But we'll see what the rest of this says, and I will make a judgment from there. But I would say just stay inquisitive, headstrong, and observant, and make a plan. Ask questions and get all the facts before you make an important decision. And I asked, how could you stand up to this adversity that you're facing with self-esteem? So just know what you're facing. Ask the questions that you need to ask. Then we got the Hanged Man. A turning point, acceptance of a situation, and sacrifice. The Hanged Man has sacrificed himself, distracting the zombies so that his friends might live to fight another day. But not every sacrifice is necessarily terminal. There's a good chance you've arrived at an epiphany that will allow you to continue on your path. It's time to discard old ideas and move on. Often this is the only way to set yourself free. So I really feel like it's saying that if you stay inquisitive and observative and you ask the right questions and you go into whatever this is informed, that you will make a decision. You will figure things out, and while you might sacrifice yourself, it doesn't mean that it's the end. But you might just decide that whatever this fight is not really worth it, And then we got the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, memories, old flames. Ah, the carefree days of childhood. No zombie plagues, no hiding in abandoned houses, and your best friend was always at your side. Well, there's a good news. Someone from your past may soon arrive for a visit. Just don't mistake a friendly kiss on the cheek for a zombie gnawing off your face. I'm still going with nostalgia, memories, and old flames. Not people showing up. Look at the little picture behind him. It's a picture of old friends, right there. It's got a little doodle. Yeah, I feel like This is telling you to be observant, to ask the questions that you need to ask, to come in with the facts, make a plan, figure things out. I don't feel like this is self-sacrifice. I feel like this is just acceptance. I think this is you accepting whatever this adversity is. It's the turning point of you actually accepting the situation, so that maybe you're not fighting with it anymore. You're just accepting that this is the situation that it is. And I think that's gonna just open you up to old memories and some nostalgia that will maybe just help you remember a time when you did have self-esteem, when you accepted yourself, you know? When your old friends accepted you and when you accepted you. And then again, remember, I know I said sacrifice before. I don't think it's sacrifice. I think that honestly, if you just accept the situation and you decide maybe it's not something worth fighting for, just accept it as it is, that you will get your justice. You'll be on the right side of that scale. When I pulled all these cards, I realized that, you know, Spirit was trying to be a little funny, and so it wants to throw in some funny decks. I'll have to. What is the word? Censor. So I'll have to censor my talking about them. So we also pulled to pull from the Inner Effing Peace deck and the Roast Iconic. What inner peace message does the collective need to hear? And I just assumed that whatever it is that you're facing might feel a little heavy, and Spirit's trying to lighten up the mood, okay? I really think that's what it is. Especially, you know, if your self-esteem's not all that high. It wasn't all that bad. And then the Roast Iconic. Roast the collective for me. Roast their problems. Roast them. Well, accidentally shoved it back in. On the bottom we have Shadow. Oh, of course it's not. It's not in alphabetical order, guys. Oh, there's the one we actually pulled. Whale. I'm sorry. Oh, it was the one right before the one we needed to read. Shadow, it says, deal with your demons before they deal with you. Deal with your demons before they deal with you. Make your plan. And come to terms and accept whatever it is that's haunting you before it comes and haunts you. And then the roast that we pulled was triggered. You've ignored your wounds and issues for too long. Time to seek help or support before you continue the cycle of pain and shame by projecting it onto another. Are you maybe needing to accept that you're triggered about something? On the bottom of the inner effing piece, we got bye-bye, dumb butt, bullcrap. Hello, sea of tranquility. So maybe once you face your shadow and deal with your trigger, you will get some tranquility. The cards that we pulled says show up and throw it down. Don't phone it in. I don't really know what that means. To me, that sounds like start a fight, but I don't think you should do that. But it says show up and throw it down. Don't phone it in. Maybe it's saying take care of whatever it is in person. Don't do it over the telephone. And then it says decide your vibe. It attracts your tribe. I actually kind of love this one. Decide your vibe. It attracts your tribe. Because seriously, the vibrations you put out are the vibrations you're going to get back. So whatever kind of mood you're in and way you're acting is the kind of people that are going to end up showing up in your life too. So face your triggers. Face your triggers and deal with them before your shadow comes and bites you in the butt. Face them so that you can get people in your life that you want in your life instead of people in your life who also trigger you. You have the fire within you to do it. Now I'm feeling like this tarantula card meant that, like, that way that you're being and doing is kind of keeping you attracting the kind of people who trigger you instead of facing your triggers. I feel like that's what that's about now. And again, St. John's wort might help you, even if you just meditate on it. Meditate on the thought of St. John's wort if you don't want to actually consume it. But it is, like a native type medicine. People have used it for centuries. And it can help you bring you out of whatever funk. It might help bring you out of whatever funk that you've been in. I'm not going to say that it's going to. I'm not a doctor and I'm not telling you to drink it. But a St. John's wort tea might help. Yeah. That's all I have for you this time around. I hope that this reading helped you in any sort of way. I hope that you have a beautiful day, beautiful month, and a beautiful life. I love you and goodbye.